some breaking news in the world of Star Wars, but tonight we've heard our first details regarding the thus far very secret Project Luminous, which has now been officially revealed to focus on the era called the High Republic. This era is apparently set 200 years before the events of the prequels, focusing on the Jedi as the guardians and peacekeepers of the galaxy, and aims to tell new stories and things we've never seen before, but yet it all feeling like Star Wars in the end. It's been especially stressed by Lucasfilm that the Jedi of the High Republic are the Knights of the Round Table but in the Star Wars galaxy, and their mission is to keep the borders of the Republic safe, which at the time doesn't span throughout the entire galaxy. They also described this era as like the Wild West, and the Jedi are a little like Texas Rangers on the frontier. And they aren't kidding there, as they even featured a Jedi with a curved-hilt lightsaber that's made to resemble a gun. And yeah, as a Wild West fan myself, seeing the Jedi modeled here after the marshals of the Old West is for sure different, but yet exciting at the same time. Visually speaking, the Jedi also have special uniforms for different purposes, such as those that they wear strictly at the Jedi Temple and that when they go out on Jedi missions. Project Luminous wants the Jedi in this era to look distinct from what we know because it's so long ago. The Jedi Temple attire is heavy on the white and gold, and the Jedi mission outfit is instead more rugged and not afraid to get dirty. Meanwhile, the main antagonists during the High Republic will be the Nil. The Nil are best described as like space Vikings and marauding space punk rockers, having a look that gives off Mad Max Fury Road vibes. Not much is known about them so far other than they are able to use hyperspace, but in a very dangerous way. And even though they are the villains here, the Nil are purposefully meant to look different than the Empire or the First Order, being instead the thematic opposite of white, more sanitary stormtrooper armor. Due to the Republic borders at this stage still not being that large and only growing, it is also said the Jedi will be exploring and trying to chart out the unknown regions as well, finding new dangers there, with Kathleen Kennedy reportedly wanting to see something that could potentially scare a Jedi. Now, the story of the High Republic will start with a great disaster in the galaxy that will allow heroes to rise up, which may have something potentially to do with a space station called the Starlight Beacon, which keeps showing up in a lot of the visual art. This will all be covered in novels and comics and be first told through 5 different stories. Charles Soule's book, The Light of the Jedi, will be out in August, and this book will be setting up the era, as at this time the Jedi are at their height, so it's no coincidence there are 4 Jedi on the cover of this book. It's a time of peace and prosperity until a great disaster happens at the opening of the novel. Justina Ireland's book is a test of courage. It follows the youngest Jedi Knight known of in the High Republic era, who's only 16 years old. This book will be aimed more toward younger readers with more colorful images. Kevin Scott is writing the Marvel series Star Wars The High Republic. It's primarily set on a space station called the Starlight Beacon, and again, not much is known about it at all. But so far it looks to be a crucial set piece within the High Republic era, and may potentially have something to do with this great disaster we keep hearing about. Claudia Gray's book is Into the Dark. It's set around the adventures of a Padawan in the High Republic, and as described by Claudia, this is the kind of Padawan who would prefer to read about adventures than to live them out himself. But now he's leaving Coruscant and going into the frontier of the galaxy on an important Jedi mission. Daniel Jose Older's story is an IDW comic series called The High Republic Adventures. Like Justina Ireland's book, this will be aimed at a younger audience, following younger characters learning about the Jedi and the Nil. Other publishers participating in Project Luminous include Titan, Viz, Abrams, DK, Inside Editions, and BM. So far, everything we've heard about Project Luminous is just phase 1 of the High Republic era. More stories and more licenses are said to be coming, and we're going to learn a lot more between now and August 25. One thing is for sure about the High Republic era, and that is we're going to be seeing a lot of different Jedi, lightsabers, battle styles, and potentially lightsaber colors too. At least based off of this concept art, which features another purple lightsaber, orange, cobalt, and even what it looks to be something similar to a dark saber too. Now, the cover of Light of the Jedi even features a Wookiee Jedi, wielding what looks to be a blue lightsaber with a crossguard similar to that of Kylo Ren's saber. In the same cover art, there's also a Twi'lek Jedi and a yellow saber. One thing that does cross my mind about all of this is the Sith, and if they're going to be playing any role in this at all. Because since Project Luminous takes place in the High Republic rather than the Old Republic, the Sith are now defeated and instead lurking in the shadows. But who's to say they won't show up here and there, because as it stands, it unfortunately doesn't look like we'll be seeing any lightsaber battles between the Jedi and the Nil. So a little Sith and Jedi action here and there would be most welcome, at least in my opinion. Overall, the High Republic will be something that I think a lot of us have been keen on seeing for some time now. Sure, it's not the Old Republic, but it's still a different era. And coming with that is a whole new aesthetic, story, characters, and possibilities that we've never seen before. Who knows, maybe even some new force powers to come with that too. But what do you all think about Project Luminous and the High Republic in general? Does this era excite you, and what are you hoping we get to explore in the High Republic the most? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And remember, for all your Star Wars news, keep it here to Silo.